I guess we slowly get started. We have just an hour. Just means because the agenda today is fully packed with content, examples, but most of all, we want to really get practical and get all your questions answered. Let me introduce to you the agenda. Before I do that, let me quickly introduce ourselves. You see Wolfgang Henne is co-founder of Supra.Tools. He will be moderating this today, and I'm Frank Buckler, also co-founder of Supra.Tools. And I will present all the content today. And before we go into the agenda, let me quickly introduce you Supra.Tools. Supra.Tools is a price testing platform. It enables you to set up price tests for your product to find out your profit maximum optimal price. And it uses a new methodology. We will guide you through that, which is easier, faster, but most importantly, more reliable than even methods like conjoint, because it uses neuroscience and AI. And the interesting thing, that's why it also makes a lot of sense for you to wait until the end of the session. We have a special offer today. So wait until the end where we talk more about implementation. So this will really be interesting to you because it's maybe 80% discount. So, but we want first of all to learn a lot today. And this is the agenda. So the first 10 minutes or so, I would like to introduce to you the price research methods we have on a market and what implicit price intelligence is about, how it works, where are the pros and cons of all those methods. And then we dive deeper into the application of the implicit price intelligence method. We talk about a case study from Neuroflash. And then we talk a lot about many more case studies, because we really want to enable you to really understand how you can use this technology for your very specific case. Yeah, we will show you a certain customer briefing and how you can implement that with this easy to use tool. So we will have lots of cases and later on plenty of time to discuss all your questions. So hope this will be valuable to you. Okay, let's dive in again. Any questions in the meantime, put it in the Q&A. We will want to make it as interactive as possible. Cool. So price research. What's a framework? What's a situation today? The situation today is there are methods around basically 3 groups, which is van-Westendorp, Garbor Granger, and conjoint methods. Well, conjoint is seen as the most reliable one. But then the problem is the application is expert owned. Yeah? So if someone wants to set up a conjoint study, it's not easy. And even in market research agencies, there's probably 1 or 2 people who actually are experienced enough to set it up. And this actually makes it slow, very expensive. And the validity is even questionable, as you will see in scientific studies I like to share later on. So when you want to group those methods, and let me also quickly introduce what it is. So there are basically 3 of them right now in the making, in the use, which is van-Westendorp or sometimes referred as price sensitivity meter. But basically, it's an open question as what's too expensive, what's expensive but acceptable, what's a fair price, what's too low, right? So it's an open question. This method is pretty interesting because it shows you openly and asks openly and let you find the price range which is doable in the market. But it turns out that the reliability is rather low, and also interpreting the results is not so easy. So that's why it's put here in the lower end. Then there's Garbor Granger, which is basically an explicit answer question to, do you want to pay $10? Do you want to pay $8? Do you want to pay $6? Yes, no, or range. So it's an explicit question. So that's easy. It's easy to do. It's easy to understand. So it's inexpensive, but the validity is also quite biased because, yeah, it's an explicit question, and there are some reasons why people are not able or not willing to tell the truth. So then there is the conjoint method, which is referred to be more reliable, but actually it's not very easy and expensive to set it up. So we have a white space. We would want to have a method which is reliable and which is inexpensive. So here we are Supra Price Optimizer. That's basically this white space the implicit price intelligence method wants to fill. How does it do that? It does it by asking the right question. The question, how do customers decide? And the buying decision is known to be mainly implicit. So buying decisions are unconscious, fast, assertive, and automatic. And this is even true for B2B decisions. Even though it's highly rationalized, the first association, the first gut instinct is guiding the thinking process. So better understanding willingness to pay requires implicit measurements. And there are basically 3 of them on the market. And what implicit price intelligence is doing, it uses an interesting methodology called implicit association test, which actually can be conducted online. And it uses basically the reaction time to a question to understand if the opinion given by the respondent comes from the gut or the brain or the neocortex, let's put it this way. Is the opinion rationalized? Rationalization takes 1-2 seconds. Yeah. Or is it an opinion that the person already had, which is faster than that? And with that, you can conclude unconscious opinions. And the method we were building on was first published by Stefan Schmidt and based on research of the University of Hanover. And we took that and used machine learning to further reduce and actually eliminated further biases. So implicit price intelligence is a word which means that we combine implicit association test with artificial intelligence to make it better, easier, faster, and at fewer costs because it's automated. So why do we need this artificial intelligence or causal machine learning? And actually, I will go into the very deep things, but just to give you a clue, when we are asking for the opinion, is €1,000 a good price, or is it fair, or is it appropriate? Or so if we ask that and ask for the opinion, if the respondent sees yeah, he sees different prices and respond to that. And if one price of that is very high, it will influence the reaction to the other prices. So there is always a bias depending on the context of your research. And the approach here we are using is to measure that, to measure the price level, and to measure basically we are measuring indicators for purchase intent and other reasons for this purchase intent. And by measuring that, we're building a causal model which predicts purchase intent. And with that model, we can change the price anchors. So we can simulate that the price anchor bias does not exist. And with that, we can debias it. So let me show you an example. So what you see here, the red line is the result you would measure without with the bias, right? So because of the bias, especially here's a lower bias, there's a higher likelihood to buy, but actually the algorithm could find that based on the indicators, the willingness to buy is much lower. So for this product, a price of 150 would be too low in terms of that it's not a trustworthy price. Yeah, so you would question the quality for this price, right? And also in the middle, you see here that actually for the middle price, it gives you a higher likelihood to buy. So the optimal price for both curves are different. So that's what the machine learning brings. The implicit association tests first measure simply better the drivers for purchase, and the machine learning eliminates biases. And as a result, we get, with a very low sample size, a very stable result. And this has been shown by research. Here is the result of the University of Australia, which compared the different methods and looked whether or not the predicted demand correlates with the real market share of all tested products. And it showed that implicit price intelligence outperformed all of them. There are more indicators for that, but basically the study concluded, and I will come to this conclusion in a minute, but basically this is an example of, on the top you see the price demand function in orange for a new Rivella soft drink. Yeah, and the price profit function is a green one, and the optimal price is at 195. And if you use price sensitivity meter, you would arrive at a much higher price. So at the first glance, you would see, looks a little bit similar, but actually the differences are what makes it makes a different price, actually, because the recommended price from the price sensitivity meter is 30% higher, right? And Rivella launched this product very, very successfully in the market. So the study concluded that all of those methods have their own application field. So it's not that the one is best and the other are worth nothing, but basically each method has its own playing field. So conjoint is great for optimizing products, van-Westendorp to explore price ranges, Garbor Granger for quickly assessing an easy setup, and implicit price intelligence for actually best predicting demand. So this was a quick introduction into the method, and now we want to go into all the cases. So again, questions in the Q&A, and we go off and introduce the Neuroflash case study. So Neuroflash is basically a writing tool. Yeah, so based on GPT open AI technology, it has its own language models and built on features with spell checkers, SEO analysis, personality. You can have your own brand personality and many more functionalities. So basically, it's a better ChatGPT. Let's put it this way. And yeah, it's basically a competitor to Jasper or Chat AI, Copy AI, right? And they wanted to relaunch their pricing. So together, we took a look at their existing price table. So this is the existing price table. So they have a free offer, they have a basic offer, they have a power offer, which is basically more words. Yeah. Also unlimited chat flash usage. So some differences. There's power M, power L, which is even more words. And premium, which is everything unlimited. Okay. So, and actually what we did was to simply set a price test for each of those packages. Yeah, so we basically did 6 price tests. And the price test was sent to a prospect email list of this company, right? So you want to interview this B2B, you want to interview people who are a buyer of the category. Yeah, and this is not what you can get from a panel. So we reached out to the prospect email list. We even included the free offer because for some reasons, because the free offer has a value, right? So, and we want to understand the value, because maybe we don't want to offer it for free anymore, because I think, I don't know, 99% of users don't pay and will never convert. So the question is really, what's the worth of it? And also, if someone uses a free offer, which is maybe worth $10, then the price perception of the other higher package is changing as well. So that's what we did, and let's now look into what we found out, right? For that, I'm going in the Supra tool. So basically, you set up the study. Yeah, first you put here, set up a study. Sorry, I need to log in again because I wasn't in. Yeah, so first you need to set up the study, Neuroflash, and then once you set up all those 6 products. Yeah, the first one we named it Discover, not free, because free obviously gives you already the price, right? So it's simply that you give the product description here. So it was sent to German prospects. Okay, and upload a picture. In this case, we did the logo and the name, right? And then as next, you put basically the middle price and the price steps, and then you get the different price points. These are the price ones we tested. Okay, so and basically here we have all results in this dashboard. We simply choose here the different products. And for Discover, we see here the demand. Yeah, it's even increasing for €1 for 50 cents. It's a little bit odd price. But the demand is quite slowly declining with the price. So they would even for €5, a lot of people would buy it. And yeah, the profit optimal price is pretty flat, starting with 250. Okay, let's look at basic. The basic is what we sell today for $29. That's the price demand function. Actually, it's exactly the optimal price today. The Power S is what we sell. They sell today for 59. You see here that, okay, it's 59 or 49. It's the same profit. But typically, if you have something at the same profit, you want to have the lower price, because then you get more customers, and with more customers you get more word of mouth, more upselling potential, and so forth. For the next, which is sold for 79, it's actually the profit maximum. It's at 59, right? So here we have a real problem, because the actual price is way too high. The L package is sold for, I think, 129. And the optimum you see is by 99. And the premium sold for 190. It actually, yeah, it's also at 99, the optimum, the profit optimum. So you could, of course, still decide to do 199, because eventually you want to have price anchors, or yeah, basically you just want to have a high price so that the other packages looks cheaper. So that's an opinion, because now we got 6 price points, which are 6 pieces of a puzzle, and now you need to put that puzzles together, right? And that's what we did together with them. So here, as a recap, what we found: the free version is worth 3 to €5. The basic 29. S is worth 49, M 59, L 90, or the premium 99 or 199. Cool. So shortly, or basically in the process of running the survey, the competition reduced pricing, right? So that could be happening also afterward, much afterwards, but it actually happened at the same time, because because ChatGPT introduced their pro version for $20, everyone using that, every services needed to go lower to match kind of, or to convince customers not to use ChatGPT, but these services. So, and basically that's just to let you know that all what we measured served as a upper bound. So the recommended price point should be a bit lower. So we proposed now something this price table, and I think next week it will finally released. So it will look slightly different, but the main thing will be that, and you will see that it looks much simpler. That's a recommendation always. Confused minds don't buy, so keep it simple. So we think long term or midterm they should actually limit the free offer and make it a paid one. So introduce a try, but then make it a paid one. Have a power version for entry price of 25, which kind of matches the ChatGPT price, and then have the option to buy word credits, and a premium one, which is about 100 euro or US dollar, where everything is unlimited. So that's basically a little bit the whole process in a nutshell, by using Supra.Tools to guide the process. Right. So, and I would like to go through more and more case studies, so you get really a feeling how to set up, how to structure your problems. Next, I'm just showing you 3 different problems and how we or the customers structured it. And then we go into more case studies where you see also results. So this was medtech software. So basically medical tech devices that come with software, and they want to sell the software on top of their devices. They had 3 new software tools and want to launch in 3 key countries, and didn't know which price model to use. So should they use a flat subscription, usage-based, or should they include this in the hardware price? So actually how you do it is the following. This is basically, these are 27 different price tests, or per country, because basically you set it up per country, which is a different panel and a different language. There are 9 price tests per country. Why 9 price tests? Because for each of these 3 products, you set up 3 price tests for each price model. Basically you describe your software and say, hey, the following price you will see is the price per month, which is flat subscription. Or the following price you see is the price per one analysis, which is a usage-based pricing. Or you see the following price you see is the device including this software, right? So, and that's basically the price is a part of the product, right? And that's why changing your price model is changing your product. So, and basically they reached out to a medical panel and needed 150 people per country, because basically each person you can let assess 3 price tests, right? So this means you have 450 price tests per country divided by 9 means that you have 50 assessments for each price test, which is what you need, right? So 50 price tests for B2B is stable enough to get a really good result. Cool. So again, if you have questions, just drop in your questions. Next example. Next example is here a special alcoholic beverage. So special brand. They sell it on their website, direct to consumer, and in the supermarket. And they want to know, what's the willingness to pay for the website as well as for the retailer. Also, what is the recommended shelf price? They have different packages: single can, 6-pack, 12-pack, and they have assortments, product 1, 2, 3. So overall, these are 6 products. Just UK, they want to have a gender split, make sure certain age is in, that all drinkers are basically have an occupation and so forth. So how to set it up? So basically, these are 6 products, and they need to set up 6 product price tests. They need a special screener and gender quota, which cost 50% more on the costs to use Supra.Tools. And actually, to get the retailer versus the direct to consumer price is basically what you get in the Supra tool. So maybe I can show you that. I don't know if you have here. Typically, if you have direct to consumer, in Europe you have included in the price the tax. And or maybe I don't know. Here's another example. Yeah, this is Sonos, and basically, if you retailer want to have a retailer price, you need, of course, set 30% you give to the retailer. And if you sell it in your own store, you don't have that. You set the retailer price to 0. In this case, it's the same price, which is good. Yeah, so it's always a friction if it's different. But that's basically what you can find out here. I don't know if your retailer price is different, then the optimum can be different. Pull up. Cool. So last example here is kitchen company offers kitchen. Actually, it sells it through dealers, and they say, hey, we have 4 different kitchen types. We have 5 different surface types, which are main drivers of prices. We sell it to 7 different markets with different languages, and we have totally 400 dealers. So this is how we broke it down. Actually, the combination of those 4 by 5, actually 12 of those combinations were the key combinations of kitchens that could be tested. And there was a certain standard kitchen, which you see here, which was used as a standard for finding the price for this lighthouse pricing, so to say. So as a result, 180 or basically 90 of those 400 answered and gave feedback. 3 of the 3 assessments per respondent. So the total sample size was 180. And on this 180, the machine learning model is built, right? And on this machine learning model, we can simulate and find out what is the kitchen type contributing to the willingness to pay? What's the service type contributing to the willingness to pay? What's the region contributing to the willingness to pay? So with this model, we can basically predict different willingness to pay curves for each combination of kitchen type, service, and language. So that were three examples for rather complicated setups. So most of customers have much easier setups, but I just wanted to guide you through the thinking process. If it gets complicated, it's pretty easy to do actually if you are used to do it. So, and to show you how easy it is to get the results, I have a few more results for more case studies. First case study, dog food. Dog food, which is distributed in pet stores, which is actually, this certain product is for mid-sized dogs. So obviously small dogs eat something else than large dogs. So I don't know, I don't have a dog, but that's how it is. So they needed a special screener with 2 additional questions. Again, that's involves some minor extra costs. But then, so they reached out to a panel interviewing dog owners. Results, 30% higher price, 100% higher profit, right? So basically, this is how the result looked like. The actual price at 21 euro was a cost plus based pricing. And we found that increasing the price by 5 euro will slightly reduce demand, but actually double the profit. Example of veggie milk. So actually there was a new veggie milk, oat milk competitor, and they had simply different packaging colors and packaging designs. Now they also wanted to see how the willingness to pay are different by brand users and non-users. And basically, we set up a different test for each packing design because the design is a part of the product, like the price part of, or the pricing model is a part of the product, right? Result, we recommended to decrease the price, and this this increased the profitability. But what was also interesting was that choosing the right design increased the demand from 53 to 69%. So that's 25% higher demand because the design is slightly different color. So that's amazing. So this also means that with Supra.Tools, you have a product testing device, which not only tells you if a design is good, but also how much people are considering to pay, right? So the price was at 259, but actually the demand skyrockets if you actually bring it down to 229. Next example is a telecom B2B API service it's basically usage-based pricing model. It's the key influencer in the B2B buying center of full stack developer, and they need different pricing per country. And the solution was to first test that in the key market. Ask for the price per unit because it's a usage-based price model, and to interview full stack developer. So we simply reached out to full stack developer using a B2B panel. And result, oh, this is a typo. The results are this. Actually, we recommended to increase the price by basically, what is it? 1/3, right? 30% higher price, which you nearly lose no demand, but dramatically improves profitability. Very, very interesting. Last example here is an innovative soft drink. So it's not just a soft drink, it's a kombucha drink, which is special because it could be seen as a kind of a subcategory. Yeah, so typically people are reluctant to buy something new. So the big question is, when people are trying it and love it, they will buy it again. So are people really not just willing to buy, but also do they like it? And what does it mean to willingness to buy? So what we did was basically to test the target group, basically everyone who buys soft drinks, and to ship the products to people and let them try, and then ask them what they want to pay. Yeah, you can use platforms like You Try Me to do that. And these platforms, they will conduct a Supra.Tools analysis for you. And we found something very interesting, that this product is so good that it raises the willingness to pay by 30%. So this is how it looks like. For non-trialers, the optimal price is quite a flat line. But basically, as a new brand, you want to maximize, you want to win new customers as much as possible, but also you want profits, right, to finance all that. So the optimal price is here 99 cents. But for all who tried it, the optimal price is 139. So so you could go in the market for 99 cents, but on each customer, you lose a lot, basically. You lose a lot of money. So the idea would be to go with 139 in the market, which is profit maxima. You even do not lose on non-trialers, but to do a lot of sampling and price offerings in the market, and with that quickly win new customers, but secure this higher price point. Cool. Last example on big product launches. So you saw here lots of examples where we improved the actual pricing, but there are big products like the Google Pixel 7 or the Volkswagen ID. Buzz. They are multi-million or billion-dollar products, and companies are spending six-figure budgets to find out the right price. So we wanted to test whether or not we find out the same thing they find out by investing 6+ figure budgets. And guess what? Exactly, Supra found the price which Volkswagen is offering. We found the price that Paramount Plus found for their new launch, and we actually found the shelf price which Pixel 7 is offering for instance, here at Amazon. So this gives you a hint that, and it's a good validation that for low budgets, you can have a validity that where you required in former times much higher budgets. It's easy and fast to set up, as you have seen. It has low costs, high validity. There is full service when needed to set all this up. So, and yet we are here to answer more questions. And we have 10 minutes to go. And the first question, which is always raised, is, okay, how much does it, what's investment for me to conduct a Supra study? And actually, we did our own research on prospects for Supra, and we found for DIY, so when you do this all by yourself, the optimal pricing is €600 per price test. That's the price which you can also find on our website, right? So there is this price package, which is basic, means you can use even the expert judgment tool for free. Yeah, so you can put your own expert judgment in it to get an instant estimation where the optimal price might be. You can get comfortable with all the tooling, and you can also have a tool to discuss internally with your team. So that's all free. To really run this AI-based technology costs $600, but that is, of course, self-service, right? And there is, of course, the option to have an agency-grade concierge service by our team, where we help you find the best solution, answer all your questions, and do extra screening question, quotation, and so forth. So this is €3,000 per price test. So this is what you find on our website. The exciting thing now is that for all of you which are reviewing that, we are actually waiving this part until end of the week. Yeah, so if you decide to test Supra.Tools, run some price tests, should be run in June, and you should decide this week. And then we waive that. Instead of 3,000, just costs $600 per price test. So just let us know if you want to test that quickly. We're happy to waive that fee for you and help you with that to get started. So happy to get your questions. So let me know if you have more questions, and of course in the description of our webinar there were some more questions mentioned, right? And I'm happy to go through this list again.
Yeah.
So here is first, and I'm looking at the clock with 5 minutes to go. If you have your,
I have one question here, Frank. This is two people are asking regarding B2B. They saw some products also in this direction, but most of them were B2C products. So how do you deal with B2B?
Yeah, so there are two ways. First, B2B panels. So if there are B2B panels available for your certain domain, we reach out to them. They are typically costly, right? So I don't know, 10 to $100 per interview. Or you have your own email list of prospects, and then we simply send out invites to them. And That's it. So it's perfectly aligned with B2B. It's actually oftentimes the only method which works for B2B, because you just need 100 answers, 50. And as long as your product is kind of a standardized product with a price point, we can test that with Supra.Tools.
Yeah, this is another, yes, someone asked, how many survey participants do you need at least to get valid statements?
Yeah, so in B2C, we work with 100 because it's reasonable. It's not so expensive to reach out to the panel, and more is, of course, always better. But for B2B, where it's always costly to acquire customers, we recommend 50 because our experience is very good with 50. It's very stable. Why is it? It is because we not just ask one question, do you want to buy for this price? We actually ask 5 questions, and those 5 questions are implicit. So we measure how fast they tend to react, plus we are measuring the context of this person, which we use AI to find out the disturbing factors. So all of that leads to a much more stable results. And that's why we just need 50.
Yeah, someone is asking here, we are an agency. How do you deal with agencies?
So agencies are free to use that, and oftentimes agencies do their own. Yeah, they have a larger scope, research scope, so they also want to know other stuff around this product, and simply they can redirect to our survey. Yeah, so simply they put their redirect link in the tool and copy and use the link they get from us in their survey. So basically the survey they have will lead the user during the survey to our survey, and we lead them back to their survey using the link exchange. And with that, yeah, basically we collect for each of their respondents the answers, and we give the survey, the agency basically back a data file with the ID and the likelihood to buy for each person at each price point and each product. Is there another question? Otherwise, we are heading towards the hour. I mean, Wolfgang at Supra.Tools and me, Frank at Supra.Tools, we are here to answer more questions if you have them afterwards. If you want to consider the special offers, just even though reach out to our emails or at LinkedIn. Hope this was valuable. Let me know your feedback, and in any ways, I wish you a great day and a great week.
Thank you, Frank.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.